Oh, I didn't do that part of it. Well, everybody, welcome to Trending Thursday. Looks like I didn't finish putting the screen set together, which I can finish doing right now. But if you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please let me know. Go ahead, Joey. Please let me know in the chat that I am coming across loud and clear. I do appreciate that. Sorry about that. That was my fault. A lot of things going on at the last minute to make sure everything was good. I'll fix it. I'll make that happen. Joey's in the background, as always, helping me to look the best that I can. And based on that, thank you, Joey, for doing that in the background real quick. So now we're back to where we're supposed to be. My name is Glenn, senior stock market strategist. Sometimes I forget. It's hot in Arizona, I know, but it's getting ready to turn around and get a little cooler here in North Carolina. Still, all of the stuff going on in the mountains is just horrible. I'm with Ryan. If anybody has donated to any of the functions to help the people in the mountains, thank you very much for doing that. All right, so Joy can hear me well. Judy can hear me well. Looks like everybody can hear me by all means, so thank you for that. And as I always say, there's a lot going on in the market, a lot of things. The strike is now in day number 3? Day number 3. And it looks like the leader of the IL, the longshoreman, is not going to cave in on this. And I've got my own personal opinions in regards to that stance. I don't think that this is the right place to express my own personal opinions, but I will say that it will adversely affect the market going into right now. It is what it is. It is what it is, and it might be a tough, long ride, depending on who does what and when. Depends on who does what and when. And NVIDIA, I'm not in NVDL. I've been out of it. I did let you know when I got out of NVDL. It was a few days ago. I took my 10% profit off the table, so we'll catch again. When it gives me an opportunity to buy again, I still think it's a great stock. Watch tonight's video. Ryan has done a video in regards to, is it time to get back into NVIDIA already, or is NVIDIA back? Watch the video. He's going to break it down. So I'm out of it right now. I've made money on it twice. I was in NVDL. I took half off the table after I took double-digit profits, and then as it pulled back again, I got out of it as I made still more double-digit profits. So I'm okay. I'm a big fan of Palantir. I still hold Palantir. I'm doing well. And the last time I looked, hold on, let me see. The last time I looked, let me open up my account really, really quickly. Last time I looked, I was still up double digits in it. I'm gonna log into my account real quick. DFEN, he says, it will be fun, he says. DFEN, I'm up $400 today. Let's go to my PCRA. And for me, Palantir is up another 3%. I'm up pushing 45% on Palantir. I'm up almost pushing 45% in Palantir. So I'm a happy individual. I knew that I still had it. I just didn't know how it was doing, but I guess I'm in it. I'm in it, and I'm still doing it. I almost took it off the table as well, but I'm not going to be greedy about it. I'm definitely not going to be greedy about it. If it keeps rising, I'm going to still keep making that money. I know Kramer does call it a meme stock, but how many of you are still holding Palantir and making money? Just type a 1 in the room. How many of you are holding Palantir and still making money? As I just told you, I'm up still 43% on the stock. What did I give as a price target on Palantir? I forgot. Somebody else typed that in the room. I gave a price target. I think it was $50, right? I think it was $50 that I gave on Palantir. $50, Mark said. Yep. I am going to take a look at DFEN before we get started, Mark, because I know that I like to play. but we'll take a look. The way you said that makes me think that defend is dropping, I'm not buying that. When I say I'm not buying that, I still like defend with everything that's going on in the Middle East. DFEN is still a stock that I like. Yen is down. Guess what, Lisa? I closed out of my yen position. I was bullish. I was originally not bullish on China, but I took some plays on it. I made a little bit of money on it, but I did get out of yen. Yang is on the rise. And I'm wondering if even with the stimulus that was done to the Chinese market, with the current events going on right now, because the port strike's going to affect them. The port strikes are going to affect them and getting stuff to them and bringing stuff from them into us. So the port strikes are not only going to affect us, it's going to affect globally the market. So yes, Yang is up 7% today. Sold yen yesterday up 18%. Like I said, I made money on yen, not a ton of money, but I did make money on the trade, and I did pull out of it. Better question, how many listen to Kramer, says Mac Daddy. I like that. Listen, I'm not here to bash nobody. All right, everybody's got a right to say what they want to say, and that's what social media is all about. You know me, I'm going to say what I say, and I try to back it up. I try to back it up the best way that I can. But I just simply look at all of the contracts that Palantir has. Palantir is a hell of a stock. And I've been talking about it for the longest time. The only thing I see up today is Intel. Intel is a tough play and has been a tough play. And we'll see what happens with them as well. Defend didn't trigger a buy for me. I'm just rubbing it in. Oh, is that what it is, Mark? Why are you messing with me? Why do some of y'all like to mess with me? I'm just curious. Inquiry minds want to know. All right, so we're looking at the market. Two red lights in the RT and the buy to sell ratio, a lot of yellow lights, green lights. The market could be in a process of transitioning. And we're going to pull up a market timing graph real quick so that you can see what's going on. There it is. This is a 3-month view of the VectorVest composite, which means that for all of the brand new people that are here, it is the movement of the over 9,000 stocks that we track. I am looking. Track with me, folks. Wow. Thank you, Joy. Got us a super chat already. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate it. Type the W's in the room. Type the W's in the room for the win. Please, I love that. Thank you very much, Joy. We got about $5 worth of super chat already, and we just getting started. All right, so track with me in regards to what's going on in the market. Candlestick formations. You know, on Fridays, for the past few Fridays, I've been talking about technical analysis. The first one that I talked about was candlesticks. Then I talked about something else. What did I talk about? I talked about moving averages first, then candles. Last week we talked about trend lines and support and resistance. This week we're going to talk about, which is tomorrow's video, we're going to talk about combinations. Actually, not yet. We're not talking about combinations yet. We are going to talk about Bollinger Bands and how the VectorVest software has a layout to help you specifically with Bollinger Bands. And I'm going to be using Bollinger Bands on industries. I'm going to show you how to use Bollinger Bands on industries so that no matter what's going on in the market, I'm going to show you how to use our industry viewer to see what's going on. It'll take into effect everything that's going on globally at any given time. But I'm going to show you how to use Bollinger Bands to really stay on top of what's going on with industries. And so make sure you watch that. Make sure you watch tomorrow's video. But before that, make sure you watch tonight's video as well as we continue to talk about AI stocks. All right, so track with me. Shooting star, hanging man, follow through, breakthrough of support. Man, there we are. And tomorrow's video for the special presentation, I think, is going to go along the lines of looking at contra ETFs right now. All right, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days off the high. I think that might not be a bad play to start looking at contra ETFs. All right, so I think that right now, tentatively, I think that's going to be the special presentation in the software tomorrow. I think I've got it entitled Playing the Market to the Downside with Contras. Unless anything changes in the market, I think that's where we're going to go. All right, looks like that's where we're going to go. Joy, I need a stock. Joy, I need a stock. for us to take a look at for you. All right, so that's what's going on in the market. The market's taking a hit. We looked at the home page. Let's bring that back up again. We looked at the home page, and the home page shows all of the major indices are down. Primary wave is down. Our market timing calls are going to probably, depending on if the market continues on, going to start being transitioned over to the downside. Can we use the star search to set up on the indices? Absolutely, Charles. I can look at the indices, pull these, let's see, let's highlight these all real quick. Right-click, view the stock graph, and let's go see if we can do just that. I'm going to bring up a stock graph, all right, and I'm going to turn this over right into the software to the star search, all right, and boom, look at that. So the Dow, there you go. Great question, by the way, Charles. Y'all type what do I want? Type a ooh-wee in the room for that question. Ooh-wee. Type a ooh-wee in the room for that question, because that's a great question. Looking at the indices, the Dow, bottom left, top right, not a harumph. It's not a harumph. I want a ooh-wee. All right, looking at shooting star. Again, look at this on the Dow. Shooting star, hanging man, follow through, middle lane. Lee, just use your best imagination to come up with a ooh-wee. All right, that's on the Dow. There we go. There's the IXIC moving over into the middle lane. Let's go look at the SPX moving into the middle lane. Let's go over to the OEX, which is the S&P 100, moving into the middle lane. I think that was a great question. And look at the VVC, the VectorVest composite, moving into the middle lane. So the answer to your question is yes. Can I look at the indices on the middle, looking at it on the star search layout? Absolutely. And again, tomorrow's video is going to be talking about looking at industries as we continue on with our technical analysis series, looking at industries but using the star search to really hone in on which industries are really doing the right thing. All right, Denison Mine sitting on 150 U.S. cash. I like, something. I'm a big fan of the uranium space. In tomorrow's video, we're going to talk about that in the special presentation. All right, let's go start taking a look at what is moving in the from a news perspective. You're welcome, Charles. That was a great question. So S&P 500 falls on oil spike. Oil is the big mover today, right? Oil spike as rough October continues. Why is oil a big mover? Because in tensions in the Middle East, I think that war between Israel and Hamas and the Houthis and everybody else is about to expand. You know that Israel went and hit into Iran. Iran hit back, and I got my own feelings in regards to that as well. I'm not going to get into that, but I don't know if Iran is now bitten off a little bit more than it can chew. We will see. All right, so crude oil is on the rise on the Middle East supply disruption concerns. As the war turns around and expands, if anybody hits any of the oil, that's going to be bad for oil. Oil is going to be on the rise. I did personally pick up some USO. All right, I've been trying to stay away from oil because I still think that it's manipulated, but I did pick up some USO. I think it's the right play to play at this particular point in time as well. And going along with oil, in the VectorVest blog, for any of you who are new and don't know that outside of YouTube, we put out a lot of information to not only to just subscribers, to people who are interested in VectorVest. If you go to www.vectorvest.com, this is what the website looks like. All right. This is our main website, www.vectorvest.com. You want to learn more about our products, pricing, our education, more about the company, if you want to contact us. But I want you to go to articles and just click on it. I want you to go on articles. And today, one of today's stories for October 3rd, and we try to put out stories every single day on something, so that even if you're not a subscriber to the VectorVest system, you have access to the stocks that we're looking at. Any news on the new VectorVest software? Yes, I am getting more and more news, but not enough that I can bring to the table yet. All right, G Money. All right. So yes, I am getting more and more news. I'm getting more and more about what they're trying to do in the software. I think that we're, I think I might step up and say we're probably going to release a version of it in Tampa. G Money. I think I can safely say that unless something happens. But I think that I can. We'll see. But I am getting more news on the new VectorVest software. Not enough that I can release to you guys just yet. We are getting closer and closer. And I think that I can almost say that we will have a version of it available in Tampa in January. All right. So I'll put that out there. All right. But Chevron, ExxonMobil, and other energy stocks are climbing on the Middle East conflict. Is it time to buy? And the cool thing about these stories that we put out, it's more than just the individual's insight. It will turn around and utilize, look at this. The fair upside potential, safety, and timing for CVX result in a hold recommendation. I love that. It's not just a story. It's not just like anything else you find out there in the social media world. We tie in VectorVest to the story. We look at the stock, CVX looks like, over the last year of the individual stock, it's been a rough ride. But then we also tie in our indicators, relative value, relative safety, relative timing, VST, and talk about you want these types of insights at your fingertips. So you can win more trades. You can analyze any stock right here for free. All right. So I love our blog. I think we need to bring it more to the forefront to let you guys know, especially if you're not subscribers to the VectorVest software, that we will help you guys as well. We try to put out something that's meaningful every single day. How many people here are brand new? This is your first exposure to the VectorVest software. Type a 1 in the room. How many of you are brand new? This is your first exposure to the VectorVest software. Stop and mark, type a 1 in the room. And I want to talk to you guys because if you like more about what we talk about here, this is a great place to get a lot of great information about what's going on with the VectorVest software, and get more insight on what we all are about. So Chevron, Exxon are in my list today, along with USO. Now, along with oil, natural gas demand set for new high records. I haven't put on a position in UNG yet, but I'm thinking about it. If I'm going to play USO, I'm thinking about playing UNG as well. I think those are two great opportunities, especially with what's going on globally. John says, Mark, welcome to the room. We all own this. Oh, don't start. No, we don't, John. No, we don't. Sigh. No, we don't. Don't get me started on that. All right, so natural gas, high demands, new records. I think that's another stock you want to keep. You want to keep on your list. Here's another story. EVs. All right, JP Morgan says that this EV charging stock could surge nearly 80%. Stop it, Mark. No, we shouldn't. Why is that? Because U.S. offers EVGO conditional $1.05 billion loan for EV chargers. That's a lot of dough for them to put up a lot of chargers, which in effect is going right after Tesla, because Tesla's got the largest network of chargers. EVGO is now going to get into the realm of directly challenging Tesla. I got news on Tesla in a second. I just got an email from Dell. Intel 13th and 14th generation CPUs are experiencing instability. They have updated BIOS available to fix it. Ooh. You're back now. Did you lose me? Glenn, have you made a video for this month's stock? Oh, I know. It won't be until next week because the first day of the month was Tuesday. So next Monday, I will do my monthly picks. Next Monday, I'll do my monthly picks. Glenn, you mentioned Chinese stock market is a good space in your last video. Do you think it will still be a good play? Most stocks have good RT. So Lisa, I still like the Chinese space, but I think that with oil having on its way up, I think that with the port strikes, and I think more so the port strikes, Lisa, Chinese stocks may be taking a little bit of a breather. I still like the space because I think that the push, the spike, the building up of the economy by giving that stimulus of the 50 basis cuts. But now what I will do, I still like the space, but is it the right time to still be in them? Again, I dropped out of my yen. I took my yen off the table. I'm going to put down Chinese stocks, and I'm going to look at yen for you, Lisa. I'm going to look at yen for the purposes of seeing, is it getting ready to start to turn over? EVGO went up over 60% today. And as you can see why, Alfreda, it was news driven. Now, talking about the direct competition to Tesla, I am not of the mindset. I don't think I'm real bullish on Tesla. Now, Ryan, on the other hand, just did a video about the robo-taxis. All right, and that could be a major mover for Tesla. After a decade of Elon Musk promising Tesla robo-taxis, here's what we know. I think there's going to be something happening real soon on it. The market could be lucrative. In one bullish estimate, Raymond James predicts $50 billion in annual robo-taxi bookings by 2030. Something is going to be going on. And there it is. Despite years of bold predictions and missed deadlines, fans of the company are holding out hope that Musk will finally deliver at an October 10th event. So that's coming up. And I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know if he's going to be like, yeah, we get ready to go with robo-taxis, or we might be pulling back. Interesting, though, Alphabet owns Waymo, already operates in commercial robo-taxi service in several U.S. cities. So as big and progressive as Tesla is, somebody's already in the space. Waymo in several cities surpassing 100,000 paid rides per week. So it's interesting that Alphabet is already out there. Tesla's behind the curve because they've been delaying it. How will this affect Tesla? Interesting. So two things affecting Tesla adversely. The chargers, EVGO is now probably going to get hot and heavy in the space, and then the robo-taxis. I think that on October 10th, he better say something, or people are going to lose faith in Tesla's ability to do the robo-taxi. So I'm just putting that out there. I am bearish on Tesla right now. Now, Akshaya says Tesla could jump 20% on October 10th. It could. If Elon comes out and says something super great about it, yes. But when I'm looking at Waymo surpassing 100,000 paid rides per week, it's going to take a while. Even if Elon says, yeah, we're getting ready to go do this, they're behind. Waymo's already doing it. So we'll see. We will see. Testing rides for its employees in February 23 with ambitious to launch its own robo-taxi service. In China, Pony AI and Baidu are running commercial robo-taxi services too. So there's other people out there that are already doing it. Elon better come out and say something. All right, he better come out and say something. And he better not say that I need to delay it a little bit more. That would be bad for Tesla. All right. Now, also more Tesla news. Why am I still bearish on Tesla? A fifth recall for Tesla's Cybertruck within a year. The latest due to rear view display. So now we're talking about the EV chargers. We're talking about the robo-taxi. We're talking about a recall. I think it's a perfect brewing storm for the bearish side of Tesla right now. October 10th, which is 7 days from now, this could all turn around if he brings out really good news for the robo-taxis. Time for Yang. One day is not a trend, David. I'm not, I put down yen. We're going to take a look at it. One day doesn't make a trend. Even though I did pull out of my Chinese bullish trade with yen, Yang, one day, I don't know if I'm ready to say all the way yet. Project Construction says, I'm in Phoenix. We have Waymos here. They are totally normalized. I see them in every time I'm on the road. And again, Tesla is not leading this right now. That's not good for them, right? Other people are already doing it. He postponed it. It's going to be I'm not going to say a make or break for Tesla, but it could be a good move one way or the other. Keep an eye out for the eVTOL craft. They are popping up all over. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen the commercials for them. I've seen them, but I'm really excited about that. So in regards to the Cybertruck, Tesla is recalling more than 27,000 Cybertrucks because the rear view camera imaging may not activate immediately after shifting into reverse. So I'm a little bit bearish, so I would be looking at TSLQ. I'll show you what it's doing. And you know something, talking about some stupid XROF, Mark, as soon as this story came out that Stellantis and XROF were in cahoots, I went and bought some XROF. I said, yeah, this is it. This is it. Stellantis stocks hits 2-year low on dividend concerns and Barclays downgrade. That ain't helping XROF. All right, that ain't helping XROF. Bill, he will pump. What are you talking about, Akshaya? We bought some Yang. We're pumping out of what? I don't know what that is. All right, so interesting on that. As soon as I saw that story hit, I thought that was going to be the big news for the year on XROF finally starting to move, but that didn't happen. I'm still holding my 4,000 shares of XROF though. All right, let's get back into the system. Let's talk about the stocks that made the news. Let's go to the viewers tab. Let's go to the stocks that made the news. And let me tell you about that TSLQ. EVGO, big move, 60%. When I'd say buy it now, I think it's already made its move. It's got an RT at 1.98. It's got a VST of 1.3. Not fundamentally sound and way overvalued. Way overvalued. But this is news driven. This is totally news driven. Look, oil. Oil is in here. Oil is up 3.55% on my USO. Natural gas, I like, is up 1.81%. Stellantis, Tesla. Where's Tesla? Tesla's down 4% today. Chevron in the oil space, XOM in the oil space. Looks like all three oil stocks that I have in here on the rise. Remember, CVX and XOM was in the VectorVest blog. Both of those are up today in XRO. Because it's Stellantis, XRO is down another 3%. So let me graph these all real quick. Would I jump into EVGO? Well, you know me. I'm looking at, actually, let's change the layout. Let's go put this onto the VectorVest layout. That's a big move. And put this on a 1-year graph. That's a big move. All right. We all know that it's news driven. Prior to the news, though, it was an uptrend. It broke through the uptrend to the downside. News jumped it up big. What I do like about the stock, though, Alfreda, is that I don't have a huge wick at the top, meaning that I am selling off. Joey, can you move your mouse? No, they can't see that. I can see it. Never mind. That there's not a big move, that there's not a big wick at the top. All right. People are behind this. Let's go put volume on. People are behind this hugely. So there is conviction to the move. Would I still buy it? I would still look at 5 cents higher than the high today. That would show me that. But if it takes out the high, as a matter of fact, I am going to put this into y'all's portfolio if it hits. EVGO, we'll take a look. I own EVGO, see I sell, says Phyllis. No. You know what? I'm going to give you a hard point. I'm going to look at the middle of this candle, right about the middle of the candle. If the stock goes down to 577, Phyllis, I think you should take half off the table. Does that make sense? That's halfway up this big candle. I'm not going to tell you to get out of it, but that is a good sell point, Phyllis. Don't give up all that profit you got. I'm going to give you a hard point in the sand sitting at about 577. If it goes below that, then I would say probably let's take half off the table. Take that profit. What else is in here? UNG. Look at that. Nice trending up. Even before today's news, it was already, I've already looked at it. It's in an uptrend and it broke through a level of resistance. I'm liking that. I like that stock and I cannot lie. You other investors cannot lie. Can't tell me nothing. All right. I like the move. I like the upward trend. Talking about trend lines, I would use the trend line as a level to get out of the stock. What else is moving? USO. There was the uptrend. It broke through. nicely moving up again. Took out the previous swing high. I like the move. The volume is there. All right, so I did pick up some USO. I'm looking at Stellantis. Why? So I got to say. All right, Stellantis, even with the announcement of Extro, just not having it right now. I'm looking at Tesla. Again, TSLQ is something that I am playing. The stock is moving down. I'm playing it online here in our AMA portfolios. I'm playing it here in our online portfolios. I'll show that in a second. CVX, another oil play, took out the previous swing high right here. I'm looking at XOM, took out the previous swing high right here. Those are technical indicators that let me know it's got legs. And there's XRO. Wah, wah, wah. All right. So talking about that, let's go to the portfolios real quick. My portfolios. What was I talking about? Not yen. What stock was I just talking about? USO. Which portfolio did I want to look at? I don't remember. Sigh. I wanted, what the flying flip did I want to look at? Oh, yes, now I remember. I wanted to look at our portfolios that we look at on afternoon market action. Glenn's picks longs. What did I pick up? I picked up some TSLQ. I'm up 9%. That was since yesterday. Folks. I picked it up in our live portfolio. Let me set this up, layout. Let me make this a little bigger for you. But yeah, how many of you watch AMA with Ryan and I? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you watch AMA with Ryan and I on Wednesdays? Type a 1 in the room. All right, and I did pick up TSLQ yesterday. 9% return on investment in one day. All right, 9% in return on an investment in one day. So I was bearish on it yesterday. The news came in on it today, made it more bearish. A nice move on it. And it's the only stock in my portfolio that's even going up today. It's the only stock in my portfolio that's going up today. Let's go look at Ryan's pick. So I'm down 0.6. Ryan is down 1.5. What did he pick up yesterday? He did pick up oil stock. He picked up utilities, and he picked up Eli Lilly. Big plant that they're building in Indiana. I did like to play. But those were his 3 stocks that he picked up yesterday. He's down 1.5. It's all right. This is just a friendly competition between he and I. Now, I am going to go look at YNN. I told you that I would. Because the Chinese stocks have been on a run. Now, interesting, look at the pullback on yin today. It faded the gap, but it's an open red candle. It's red because it's lower than yesterday's close, but look at the rebound today. All right, look at the rebound today. This is where the stock opened, and this is where it is now. That's a bullish sign. That's a bullish sign on the stock. So am I going to tell you to get out of the Chinese stocks? You know, I probably would have yesterday like I did. I got out of yen. I would go halfway in. Look at that. Go halfway in between the gap. Even with today's open, it never went below that level of 44.62. You could have still been holding it. All right, that's about halfway in the middle of the gap. That would have been a good level to get out. Lisa, does that make sense? That would have been a good level to get out on an end-of-day basis. And guess what? It didn't break down below. Woo! Lisa, are you still... not only Lisa, is there anybody out there still holding... I got you. I got Val. Thank you for that, Joey, for pinning that up for me. Anybody still holding the Chinese stocks? I got out yesterday. Anybody still holding the Chinese stocks? And Lisa, does this answer your question about should you still be in Chinese stocks? All right, 2 questions there. One is specifically for Lisa, but the rest, how many of you are still holding Chinese stocks? And I think that this keeps you from panicking. This right here, this is like right in the middle. I know, Jake, you are not. This is right in the middle of the gap, and it held. It held. So I like that we are able to do. We have Yang calls. Now, let's talk about that. Yang is the other side, but I don't know if I'm ready to play Yang. It should be down below, and it is. I think I'm ready to play Yang yet. And notice that the yang has an open candle today, even though it's red. Yang has a green candle, but it's closed, which means the price is lower than the open. Lower than the open. So no, I got nothing that says I'm ready to turn around and play yang yet. Who asked me about the yang? Was that you, David? You asked me if it was time to play yang. Remember, I said one day is not a trend. I got nothing. I'm like Whitney Houston here. I got nothing. I got nothing telling me it's okay to go with the opposite side yet. Whereas I'm looking at yin, that's a bullish sign. That's a bullish sign. Bill says small yang positions we have. Be careful with that. All right. JD is a good play in that space. All right, and I'm going to look at Vail real quick before I go into my other watch list. Vail, you want me to look at Vail? That was for the super chat. Whoa. Big gap down. I don't think that was earnings. No, I didn't think so. You know what I don't like about it? The big gap down today broke down through a level of support, which was, there it is. I'm not feeling that. Now, if by the end of the day, this candle can open and close above this level of 1155, I'd leave it alone. But that's a big hit today. And I got no stop that's going to protect you against a gap down like that. All right, but I got a solid level of support sitting at 1155. It's 1 cent away from it right now. If it can close at 1155 or above, I'd leave Vail alone. I'd leave Vail alone. But if it stays below that, I probably would not, you know. Michelle, hold off on VST. Thoughts on gold? Mukesh, hold off on stocks. All right. So I'm going to stop calling out the stocks that you have there. I'm going to give you an opportunity to look at them. All right. I did want to look at yen because that was a question that got brought up. And of course, I was going to look at Vail because of the super chat that was given by Joy. All right, let's go back to the viewers. Safe undervalued stocks. Now, keep in mind, if the market is really starting to pull back, I am going to look at stocks that are holding their own. All right, safe undervalued stocks, even on a day like today, all 4 of them that I have are going up. These are fundamentally sound stocks. Look at this. Safe. All of these stocks are undervalued, and all of these stocks are in uptrends, going up in price. But if the market is starting to go down, I'm going to tell you to just make sure you have stops on them. But I wanted to show you the power of safe undervalued stocks that are going up in price in conjunction with, even on a down day, these stocks hold their own. I'm going to go back to portfolios because I do talk about those stocks on every Monday. You know, down day today, 2 out of the 5 stocks that I own are going up today. All right. These are all my, hold on. Excuse me. Sigh. I apologize for that. And Joey makes sure that I keep this kind of stuff in my office. Joey makes sure. So, yes, I sneezed, but I'm putting on some disinfectant stuff. Thank you, Alfreda, to make sure my hands are clean. I don't want none of you out there to be saying, ew, he nasty. He done sneeze, and then he gonna keep up. I got hand sanitizer. and I'm cleaning my hands. Are you going to hold TSLQ right now, Lisa? Yes, I am. I think that the news is going to back it up. And you know something? I'm going to hold TSLQ until at least the 10th. If the news comes out really good about the robo-taxis, then I think it is going to be a driver to push the stock up. Could be 5, 10, 15, 20% in one day. And when that happens, you know, so yen is getting more positive. That's what I showed you in the graph. So what I showed you in the graph is that yen, look at that. Look at that. That's a rebound. That's a rebound. This is still bullish for the bullish side of China. All right, Dermagel is the potent. I don't know what this is. Oh, how'd you know this was Dermagel? Oh, how'd you know this? I got that good stuff. Yeah. Joey, did you get this from me or did I get this from somebody else? Do you remember? I don't know if Joey got it from me or not.
What is it?
Dermagel.
No, it ain't from me.
It's not. Well, anyway, I got the good stuff. All right. Good afternoon, Glenn, Joey, and VV Nation. Bless you, Glenn. also bless EVGO. I'm just telling you to be careful on EVGO. That was news driven. EVGO. And I did talk about what I did like about the news driven stock. Very little wick at the top. That means people are committing to this stock. It's not selling off. It's not a profit taking, because yesterday the stock closed at 393 and today it's at 624. But nobody's selling out of it bigly. That's a positive sign for the stock. You know something? I told you I was going to put that in y'all's portfolio. And I'm going to do it now. Trending Thursday picks. You have any stocks in there? None. But I am going to add trade. I can't. I'm going to do it. Edit. Let's turn this off. I'm going to put EVGO in y'all's portfolio. I don't care what y'all say. How about that? EVGO, I think that's going to be a good play. But I'm going to put a stop on it anyway. Target price, we'll put in 1,000. You guys have no stocks in there. Apply. Click on OK. I'm putting EVGO in y'all's. Look at that. EVGO. Yep, y'all got it. Whether you wanted it or not, y'all got it. All right, there's the Trending Thursday. AMA. Where is it at? AMA, hot or not? I forget where it is. Look at that. Our Wednesday people, look at that. 5.81%. Here's all of their stocks. VST, somebody wanted to talk about. We already have this in that portfolio. It's up 10.59%. But here's the stocks that are in AMA, hot or not. Look at that move on the equity curve. So we're going to try to see if we can get Trending Thursday picks to be rising up again. And yes, I put EVGO in there. I will take a look at EVGO as a contra to Tesla. Ooh. And I think that when I gave you the story about EVGO, that's why Tesla's in my list today, because they are going to get in deeper competition with Tesla. Tesla has the largest network of chargers. EVGO is going to really start to put some pressure on them. There you go. Just picked up a half a position on WTI, plus picked up some $2 calls. I like WTI as well. USO is my other one. Go back to the watch list again, Glenn. I will. All right. So my safe undervalued stocks that I got going on right now, I like them. I wanted to show you the portfolio. All right. Now, again, based upon what's going on in the market, be careful with these other picks. These are all fish. Be careful with what's going on in the market. Glenn, in light of the longshoreman strike, are there any air freight shipping? Ooh, all right. Guess what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you a precursor. No, this was going to be the strategy that I was going to use about industries. I want to show you something, Greg. For anybody out there, great question. I'm going to go to Delta Searches Industries. And I think that this is something that you guys on YouTube need to know. The power of the VectorVest software. No matter what's going on in the market, you can always find out what industries are taking advantage of the current market's conditions. I'm going to do a 10-day RT delta on industries. I'm going to do a change in RT over the last 10 days. Let me go and go to layout. Let's make this bigger. And I'm going to ask my regular people, how many of you use the deltas in the system? Type of 1 or 2. 1 would mean that you do. Type of 2 if you don't. Type of 1 or 2. How many of you use the use the delta, whether it's on industries or sectors? All right. For those people who are not subscribers to the channel, if you ever want to know what industries are the best industries to get into at any given time, I want you to consider using the 10-day RT Delta. What I'm looking for over the last 10 days, how much has RT changed? Retail drugstores, 85%. Why? Drugs are out there in the water that can't come to the ports. Uranium, up 39%. Why? There's become a lot more focus on clean energy using nuclear power. Energy close. Why? Oh, we got some issues going on with oil right now and stuff, right? Memory devices, not sure. Software education, not sure. Computer makers. 21% change in RT over the last 10 days. Petroleum. Mining, other sectoral, natural resources. Folks, if you are a subscriber to the VectorVest system, if at any time, and this is good for people like Amir, anytime you always ask the question, well, Glenn, what's the best stocks to get into right now? Akshaya asks me that. This 10-day RT Delta on industries will put you in a good spot. Somebody give me a date, any date. Give me a date within the last 6 months. I need a day. I need a month and a date. All right? I need a month and a date. I want to show you just how good this is. And right now I'm taking your month and day in the last 6 months. I'm taking your month and day. So this is not pre-made by me. I want y'all to see something. July 4th, Fit says. Let's go find July 4th. All right? I want to show you the power of this. July 4th is not a good day. I'm going to go to the 5th. I'm going to run this search. Office supply equipment, media, movies, systems. Now I want to do something. You got to go dig down into this to find out what stocks would have been working. Let's go office equipment. Let's dig into that. And let's go take this to July 5th. All right, let's take this to July 5th. I'm going to see, and this is either going to work or it's not. This is either going to work or it's not. I don't want layout. Let's make this. Ooh, put myself out there. This is either going to work or it's not. All right, good. They auto fit. Which one had the highest CI? Pitney Bowes. I'm going to right click, quick test it. Quick test that stock from July 5th until now. 6.45%. Kept up with the market. Interesting. Let's go to the next one. That was the top one by CI. Let's go to home video products. Let's go bring that up. Highest CI. None of these CIs were above 1. I probably wouldn't have taken anything from there. Media, movies. Let's go look at the highest by CI. Nothing's got a CI above 1. All right, let's go to the next industry. Computer systems. Highest by CI, 1.1 PAR. All right, let's quick test it. Did that work? Wow, 12.26%, double the market. Woo! All right, let's try one more. Again, I didn't pick the date. You did. Software financial. CI above 1, 1.6. FICO. Let's quick test it. See if it works. 24. Holy smokes. Folks, that's the beautiful thing about being able to do this live. I didn't pick the date. All I showed you was a process. All I did was show you a freaking process. Did anybody appreciate what I just showed? Yes or no? I didn't pick the date, you did. I just showed you a process. All I did was show you a process, and I showed you the power of why you look at a 10-day RT Delta. No, y'all are saying no? Really? All right, that's fine. That's fine. So for those of you who are saying no, why did you say no? I'm just curious. All I did was show you the power of looking at a 10-day RT Delta on industry. And on any date, I showed you going through those industries, looking at the companies that had a CI or comfort index above 1. And all we did was just quick test it from the date that we found it, using the 10-day RT Delta until now. All right. Give me another date. What time we got? I can't do it again. Either you caught it or you didn't. So you know what's going to happen? You're going to have to go watch the recording of this. All right. Well, no, Marks, don't start. You're going to have to go watch the recording of this. But all I did was use something called the 10-day RT Delta. Notice that the day that I ran it, look at these stocks, look at these industries going up this month. This month, in a 10-day time period. We're catching industries that are on a run. I drilled down into the industries to see what stocks had CIs above 1, and I just quick tested them from the day that we found them up until right now. That's it. All right, so I listen. I'm not going to do it again. I did it on, just off the cuff. I did it right off the cuff because that was a good question of how to find any industry that's working at any given time. I love that idea. All right. Then what do? So what I did, Akshay, is I ran these. I'm not sure what I didn't do. I ran it, and on this date, July 5th, I found Pitney Bowes with a CI above 1. I did the quick test to see. I would have gotten to that stock based upon what I just showed you. That would have been the stock that I would have taken on that date, right? And all I did was do a quick test. To see if it worked out, and it did. 6.37%, kept up with the market. I'll take that. That's all that I did. That's all that I did, Akshaya. Then what do you do? What do you mean? What do you do? I don't know. Evidently there's a disconnect. Evidently there's a disconnect in what I did. So maybe I'll do it again as a video. I don't know what I would call it. Joey, what would I call that video? I love the idea of trying to use the power of the VectorVest system, no matter what's going on in the market, to find the best industries in a short term that give an opportunity to make money. That's it. So, and again, it could be a disconnect. It could have been how I explained it. And all right, I'm not looking at any other portfolio watch list today. I want to get straight to your picks. No, there's a couple that I want. Let's go look at gold stocks. Call it blast from the past. T. Wah, wah, wah. No, I don't like that. Glenn, it shows buy petroleum now. It does show buy petroleum now. Let's do a unisearch. Let's stream it. And again, what do we do now? I would do the same thing right now. I'd look at the 10-day RT Delta, uranium. I love it. Coal, I love it. Petroleum, I love it. So it does back up from the back test, the little quick test that I did. It puts some validity behind using this right now. I guess maybe that's what I was trying to get. T says that's why I didn't like, well, whatever, T. I think that's what I was trying to get to. If I look at it right now, it tells me what industries are the ones to rock and roll with. So I guess do it for today. I'm doing it for today. You know what else? You know what else I'm going to do? I'm not going to look at a lot of your stocks today because I love these questions. Tell you what I'm going to do. Let's put more confidence that we're doing this right. Let's go to industries. How about the industry RT has to be greater than 1.00. I'm probably not going to look at any of your stocks today because I like the idea. The question is, so what do I do now based upon what I just showed you? Look at the top of the list. Look at that list. Does this list bring to the forefront what's taking place globally right now? Just type a yes or a no. Does this list bring to the forefront of what's happening globally right now? Just type a yes or a no in the room. All right? All I want to know, just look at that list. Look at that list. Does this list bring to the forefront what's going on in the economy globally right now? That's the power of what I want to show right there. So, can you use this going forward? Absolutely yes. Uranium, news on uranium, up 39% by relative timing in the last 10 days. Energy coal up 33% in the last 10 days. Natural resources up 16% in the last 10 days. Fertilizers, transportation ship up 13% in the last 10 trading days. This is why I said in the beginning, if you guys ever want to know what's going on in the market and where you should be putting your money, this is a powerful resource right here. And you know something? You can watch the news and listen to the people on the news and blah, 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 blah. When we track as many industries as we do, if they're moving, the VectorVest program will bring to the forefront what you need to concentrate on. Now, for all of you people who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software, go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. Take a 30-day trial for $9.99. You can do this. Everybody's got access to these searches that I just showed. All I did was make one change. That not only these stocks had to be going up in the last 10 days as far as relative timing, but I also wanted to make sure that these industries had an RT above 1. James says, what exactly is the definition of a 10-day RT delta? Great question. Delta is a percentage change. Delta is a percentage change, just like the Greeks. The Greeks would use in options, right? What this is telling me, looking at RT, looking at relative timing, which is the short-term price trend of a stock, looking at RT over the last 10 days, uranium's relative timing indicator has gone up over almost 40%. That's a big move in relative timing. That's a big move in the short-term price trend. Energy coals, its RT has gone up over 33%. Natural resources up over 16%. Chemical fertilizers over 15%. Transportation ship, whoa, we got a strike going on, up over 13%. James, does that answer your question? And I'm looking at the percentage change in RT over the last 10 days, which is the last 2 trading weeks. Short term, what's moving? With all of the news that's going on, it's bringing to the forefront the industries that are being affected by current market events. James, does that answer your question? All right. Delta is a percentage change. What is the percentage change in relative timing over the last 10 days, and which industries are exhibiting the most percentage change in relative timing over the last 10 days? That's exactly what Jake says. My transship win-loss up 9% over the last 10 days. How about the VectorVest system is bringing that to the forefront? Is bringing that to the forefront. Foreign countries. Oh, what foreign countries are on the move? China? Let's go see what this brings up. What's in here? Primarily Chinese stocks. They're down today. But man, how about it takes into effect that China's on the move? ETF, foreign slash country, is up. And by RT, by how much? By 8.5%. Now, it's not happening tonight, Lisa, but I think that I might have to do a video on this. I just have to name it. I got to make a snazzy name because a lot of people don't realize that they can do that with the VectorVest system. How many of you have found this useful? All right, whether you understood it totally or not. And that was my first question. How many of you found this useful? Just yes or no. How many of you found it, not Delta Force, how many of you found this useful? Just type it, you can either type a 1 or yes or no. I think that this is undiscovered country of things that you can use in the VectorVest system that nobody else can do for you. Right here. This what you just saw. And again, it was on the fly. Not only that, I took a date that you gave me just to go through the process in the past to see how well it worked. Now, hopefully that gives you more confidence going forward that this process has something that will be useful to you. All right, so, all right, I ain't looking at any of your stocks today. I think the conversation was well worth it. This was great conversation today. This process, which I took you through, I don't know if anybody in here in our education department has really explained it this way. I don't think there's anybody out there that my favorite. You asking John? My favorite uranium stock would probably be CCJ. That's probably my favorite. All right, so there we go. I'm ahead of time. Again, because of today's conversation and because of that little presentation, I'm not going to look at your stocks today. All right, so hopefully you guys will forgive me for that. but I think it was well worth it to look at this little presentation inside of my regular presentation as a means to always keep you on top of market conditions, things that are going on in the market. The VectorVest system can bring to the forefront what you always need to keep your eyes on. All right, so the key is CI on this, David. I agree with that. All right, I'm gonna go. How many likes did we get today? We should have got a lot of likes. That little presentation off the cuff was worth a like today. It really, really was. But that's your decision. By the way, Joy, thank you for the super chat today as well. All right. You guys, don't forget about Ryan's video tonight. Is NVIDIA back? You want to find out? Watch the video. Joey, thank you for helping me out in the beginning. With all of the stuff you do, you're amazing. That's why I love you, bro. Your filter would do RT or CI. Ritman, when I'm looking at the stock to get into, go ahead, Joey. When I'm looking at the stock to get into, I am looking at CI because I'm looking at RT to make sure that the industry, even though I'm doing the delta, I want to make sure that the industry is in an uptrend. Number one, all right, from an industry perspective. But then once I look at the stock, I want to look at a stock that goes up more than it goes down. I want to find a stock that is resistant to long or lengthy price declines. That's why CI plays a role when I pick the stock. Now, when I look at the industries and none of my stocks have a CI above 1, I'm going to the next industry. All right? This is recorded, James. This will be recorded. So when I look at the industry and none of the stocks have a CI above 1, I go to the next industry. So I'm making sure that the industry is in an uptrend, but I also want to make sure that the stocks have a CI above 1. All right. With that said, folks, have a good day. Tune in to Ryan's video. A lot of you are trading NVIDIA. He's got some great insight for you, as well as other AI stocks. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Praying for people across the world, but I'm also praying for the people in the high country in North Carolina. The mountains got devastated. So make sure, if you can, help out your fellow man. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.